What's going on, guys? Today I've got the OEM Mazda CX-50 crossbars here. I'm going to show you how to install these. I'm going to show you how to get rid of all the wind noise on them, and I'm going to do an install for the roof platform that comes with the Meridian Edition as well. So let's get into the video here. A big reason why I'm doing this video here too is because I'm in like all the Facebook groups and whatnot for the CX-50, and I see people asking, is it reasonable for dealerships to quote them, you know, 50, 75, even like up to 150 bucks to install these on your vehicle? I'm here to tell you guys, this video might be 10, 15 minutes, but this could easily be like a 10-minute job for you to do once you watch this video. So save yourself the money, save yourself the time of bringing your car to the dealership. You can do this yourself. If, you know, for some reason you're unable to do this yourself, get your neighbor or something over here, have a helping hand, get a friend or something that's willing to help you with this, because it really is not super hard to do as long as you're physically able to reach the top of the vehicle. So save yourself the money and watch the rest of this video.
But before we get into the video, if you like the content that you're seeing and you want to help support me, go over to my sticker mule page and buy some stickers. It's at stickermule.com/overlandmazda. If you head there right now, you can get 2 stickers for $8. Sticker Mule only makes high quality vinyl stickers that will stand up to the test of time and weather. So thank you again for watching. If you'd like to support me again, it's stickermule.com/overlandmazda. Thank you for watching.
All right, so first off, here's what you're gonna see from the factory, how these crossbars appear to be. So, you know, nothing fancy. You got these like aluminum crossbars. What a lot of people have noticed is that there's a lot of wind noise with these straight from the factory. So I'm gonna show you how we can actually eliminate a lot of that wind noise just by changing out this strip right here. So I'll show you what that will look like here. This won't come from the factory this way, but you can get these from Mazda. You can get these little wind strips here that just kind of go into the grooves. You just have to remove that other rubber strip on the factory ones, and then these just pop in. Just a simple little rubber lining there, and they just pop straight in to that, like so. So it's super easy to get, and then you just kind of cut it to length then too, cut it off at the ends there. Nothing too fancy. And then also on the bottom here, just specific to the front, you can get these little wind strip plastic pieces that actually also help alleviate that wind noise as well. So if you can see those just go across the bottom there, and there's 4 of them. So there are instructions that you can actually print off online. I wasn't able to get these anywhere myself, so I actually had to go find these just, you know, through Google or whatever, just through a quick search. You can go ahead and look at these here. I'm going to be referring to these in the video, but otherwise just follow along and you should be good. One more quick thing. So Mazda actually did, at the beginning of selling the CX-50, this was such an issue that they sent these out to anybody that bought the crossbars with their CX-50. So you might be able to get them for free from your dealership. Maybe they come with it included. I ended up buying these before I knew that they were going to send them out for free. So I just have a couple of extras just as a backup, just in case. All right, so the first thing as we install these here, we are going to want to just take our key here that hopefully comes with it from the dealership. If not, you make sure you get those keys, because otherwise you cannot access the inside here and loosen them up to get them on the vehicle. But you take your key and just unlock that cap here. You should just be able to pop it off just like that. And then we're gonna take these and just put them off to the side for now. And as we get these onto the vehicle, you're gonna loosen this knob right here, but make sure that you don't loosen it so much that this piece comes out, because there's a tiny nut in there that's going to catch this, and it can be really hard to get that back on. So make sure as you take off those caps and loosen this, don't loosen it to the point that you just pop out that screw right there that's on the end of this red cap, but instead just loosen it just enough so you can get it over the top of the railings over here once you get it on the vehicle. If you can see right here as well, these crossbars show you where each of these are going to go. So this one right here, you can see there is a small arrow pointing towards the front of the vehicle. So I know this crossbar is going to go on the front of the vehicle, and then the other one will again point at the back, and it'll show you the placement. This one actually even shows me that this piece right here is gonna go on the front left-hand side, so on the driver's side, okay? So make sure you're paying attention to that as well. All right, so per the instructions here, you are going to take like an expo marker or a piece of Scotch tape, masking tape, whatever it is, and you're going to mark off 565 millimeters for that first crossbar at the front of the vehicle, which is roughly 22 inches or so. I didn't do that myself too, by the way, that conversion, I just popped it into Google. And then that second one is gonna be 1,435 millimeters, which is about 56 inches there as well. So you're going to need a tape measure, you're gonna need some sort of expo marker, Scotch tape again, or some sort of masking tape or whatever, and just mark off those spots so that you know where you're gonna place those on the vehicle there. Before you actually go ahead and start installing them and marking off those places that we're gonna put those crossbars, just grab a microfiber towel, get some Dawn dish soap or whatever on there, like I have already done here, and then just go ahead and wipe down those crossbars just to get them nice and clean before we get started. Alright, so I have my spaces marked off for where these are going to go. So I'm just going to gently reach this over. I've already loosened, sorry, I should show you this here. I've already loosened these, so they're all loosened, ready to go. You can see that that clip is loosened. You see how that's just kind of flailing around. But I still have that screw in there because you don't want that to get knocked out. So I'm going to look and make sure I have this on the right side of the vehicle. It's pointing towards the passenger side right there, so I know that that's going to go on this side right here. I'm just going to reach this over, I'm going to line it up where I marked off the vehicle. I'm just going to set it onto the vehicle before I do anything else. Alright, then once you have it on the vehicle, all it takes is just make sure it's lined up nice and straight too, okay? So once you make sure it's nice and straight on the vehicle, it looks right to you, all you have to do here is just tighten this little red knob right here. And you just tighten that down until you're comfortable. Don't over tighten it. You don't want to strip anything, but just tighten it down. And then before you really get this nice and tight, I'm going to go over to the other side and do the same thing. So do that on this side, do that on the other side, and then we can put that cap back on. So now I've tightened both sides. Now this cap, you can see it has these like little hooks on the bottom here. You're going to reach it underneath this right here. You're just gonna reach it right underneath there. Okay, so I'm pushing up under that first. You can see it's still loose up top there. Once you feel it kind of lock into place underneath, then you're gonna push it forward, okay, like so, and take your key, and you can lock it right back in place, just like that. So then that cap isn't coming off, it's nice and sturdy. Give this a good shake here too to make sure that it's good to go. And then it's really as easy as that. So if you aren't looking to do anything other than just the crossbars there, if you don't have that roof platform, maybe you want to just do like the wind strips and stuff, you can stop watching the video right here. But if you're interested to see the roof platform installation, we're going to do that right now as well. And I've also called in some extra help because that platform is not super easy to get lined up and over on top of the vehicle by yourself. So if you have a friend that's willing to help you, I would definitely ask them to tag in with you because I don't think I'd be able to do this all as like a one-man job. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, but we're gonna move on to the next part here. So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm going to remove all that weather stripping because we need to get these like lock pieces in place for the platform to rest on. So I took out all the weathering pieces there that we're gonna cut down to size so that these other lock pieces for the roof platform fit, and I removed them on the back here as well. And just for good measure too, I kind of have these nice and loose so I can get that roof platform set in place and kind of look at it to make sure it looks like it's dead on and everything. And then that way I can lock this into place after I feel like the roof platform is in a good position, and then the crossbars, I'll just, tighten them down. So you have two different pieces here. They'll look like so, with like a little nut attachment for that bolt and like a little washer as well. They are labeled rear and front, if you can see that there. So they are both labeled for what they do. It doesn't matter on the rear which side they go on, or on the front which side they go on, but the taller one goes on the back crossbar and the shorter one is going to go on the front crossbar. So make sure that you have those in the correct positions as well. So these here, all they do is they just go inside, and you can see this right here. So they just slide right inside like that. And then you just have to slide these down. You want to make sure this is facing the right direction here. You see all that's like kind of hugging the crossbar there. If you have it this way, it's not going to hug the crossbar. It's going to create like a little gap there. So make sure you have this hugging the crossbar, and then you just push it down to the length that you're going to need to get that basket on top. So same thing for the back here. Make sure they slide nice and smooth into there. And I'm going to remove these nuts and bolts too, so we can actually set the basket on top of it. All right, so I've got all of those roughly in place now, and now I'm going to get the basket and have my brother help me out and lift it onto these pieces here. I just measured it as well, and it looks like it's almost like 27 inches apart that they need to be so that you can get that basket on there. So if that helps you at all, it might help to just make sure that these screws on here are about 27 inches in between them. All right, well, you can probably see from the video there too that this isn't directly on there, not quite the way it should be. So we're gonna get it nice and centered too. So that's why we still have these loose, so we can still push this as a team. We haven't locked these into place yet here either. Underneath there, we haven't put the bolts on top through there. So we're gonna get it adjusted to where it's best fit. And then I'm actually gonna take these strips here, I'm gonna cut them down to size so they fit right underneath here as well, so that they fit the new shaping of this. All right, so we think that we have it in a good place that we are comfortable with. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten all of these then and get those caps back on, but not before I cut these strips down. So I'm gonna tighten these down. I'm gonna cut these strips to the correct size that will fit underneath here, and then that should be good to go. All right, so the first thing you're gonna put down here is the washer first. Okay, so the washer will go down. Then you have this locking nut that goes down second. And the last thing that's gonna go on here will be this nut right here. And Mazda gives you a little special tool to use to tighten that down too. So just kind of hand thread that in, and then once you can't hand thread it in anymore, you're gonna take this tool, you're gonna line it up here, and you're gonna make sure you get that on there nice and tight. So we're just gonna sit there, we're gonna screw that in there until it feels like it's in there solid. There we go, just like so. All right, and when it's all said and done, there's what it will look like if you get those strips all butted up there to those mounting pieces there as well for the roof basket. Make sure you get those locked in place back on there. I think it looks really great. I think it's gonna be perfect. I'll let you guys know how the wind noise is too in the description. But I think they turned out awesome. All right, and there you have it. That's the OEM Crossbars and roof platform installation for you there. I'll leave updates in the description on how the wind noise is with these two. But I think Mazda knocked it out of the park with the styling of it at least. It looks great. I love it. Maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it looks great. Again, if you guys want to support me, you can go to stickermeal.com/Overland Mazda and buy some stickers there. Would love to have your support. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.